Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the 4th and 5 podcast. I'm with Robby, I'm with Mo again. Guys, how are we?
Doing well this week. It was a good win, obviously, on Saturday. It's always good to get a blowout win against Rutgers, especially being away too. So just one more game this year, and we'll wrap it up with a bowl game, and then that'll be the touch on the 2022 season here. So kind of sad that we're gonna wrap it up here soon, but overall it was a good year, and I'm excited to doing the bowl game.
Yeah, I'm really excited that we're pivoting to a soccer podcast. Shout out Penn State women's soccer, Sweet 16. ended up losing to Virginia in the Sweet 16. It's tough, but we've got the US soccer team going right now in the World Cup, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Christian Pulisic said that if he went the college route, he would have went to Penn State. So we're big soccer fans here.
Big win for us.
Big win, Mr. USA. Yeah, Penn State handled business.
They beat the dog. I mean, we were freaking out in the first quarter like we always do. Like, literally, that's just how we've kind of how it's come to, where we're like, we're going to lose. And then Kobe, is it Kalen King or Kobe? I forgot, Kalen or Kobe picked up that fumble. Kobe. He picked up the fumble, up 14-10, and then we didn't stop. We scored 48 unanswered. That was just a beautiful defense game, and then Katron and Nick did their thing. Sean was all right, but he ran the ball well, but he didn't really need to do much with his arm. So I'm excited for the Citrus Bowl. There, I said it. Let's do it. Citrus Bowl Monday, January 2nd.
I really liked the kick return. That was just great. Tarburton threw an absolute haymaker of a block.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
That was exciting. We haven't seen that. I feel like we haven't seen that in a while.
I don't know. When's the last explosive special teams play like that? I can't even tell you.
I don't even remember. When's the last time we took a kickback? Was it Saquon against Ohio State?
Yeah.
I know we've had some decent punts. Like Jahan had a couple punts last year.
Yeah. Parker gets like 1 or 2 a year.
I don't think he took one back though. He took like 50 so yards, but
Han got close a couple times.
That was electric. Nick didn't even get touched. It was pretty nice to see.
Speaking of Parker done for the season in a walking boot, obviously we're into the time now where is that the last? Is he going to declare? Has he done enough? I don't know.
That's a good question, honestly.
Because I'm seeing some people, they're giving him a second round grade. Other people I'm seeing third, fourth.
I feel like second could be a stretch. Just
because what was the Minnesota game was his big game, right?
No, the Ohio State game was his big game.
The Ohio State game. Well, he had a big game. It was Minnesota then Ohio State. Yeah. So, but after that, did he play against Indiana?
He had some decent, but then he hasn't played since.
So
no.
I mean, second round grade. If it's me, I would go in. Because is he really going to be a first round receiver? He's not.
Maybe if you have Drew throwing you the ball.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good point. I'd love if he came back.
If he came back, that would be. I mean, that's just something that's kind of scattered my mind today. Just seeing that he's out for the year. James Franklin also said that he expects Joey Porter and Olu back at some point, but if it's not this week, neither of them are playing in the bowl game.
Yeah, that wouldn't make
fine with me. I mean, for their sake, there's no reason for them to play. I've kind of already, in my head, they're not playing.
Unless Olu comes back.
Yeah, which is possible.
His parents want him to, dude. Oh, my God. Can you imagine? Then Drew Shelton plays right tackle. Caden Wallace can slide back into guard. And then we have our 2 new shiny 5 stars at left guard and center.
Mm-hmm.
And then our way behind him.
Yeah, and then Javen Williams, I don't know if you guys saw, but he He's now a 5-star. He's like the number 6 recruit in the class. Guy's a stud.
Let's go.
He's like the number 2 tackle, or he's the number 1 tackle in the class.
Yeah, I wanna talk about the transfer portal for a second and Grant Dubose from Charlotte going to the portal. I want Grant Dubose so bad.
When
If
I
we
saw
get
that,
him,
whew,
I had no idea until you sent it to us. If we get him, that would be, oh my God, could you imagine Drew throwing him the ball? Oh man, that would be insane. Let me check Twitter and see like who's fit, because he's good enough to go to like an Alabama or play in the SEC.
he's from Alabama.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
from Montgomery.
well, Mitch, they're in the state. They're both Conference USA. So I mean, I don't know. Mitch has been great for us. I'm gonna miss him, but if we can replace Mitch with Grant Dubose, cool boy, that would be insane. And I don't like that. And then if Parker comes back, and KLS and Harrison Wallace and all these guys, I'm excited for next year. I really am.
Liz, I don't want to wish this year away, but goddamn, I can't wait for next year.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
2
we-
more
And then,
games
dude,
left. And I'm
and then also, Daniel Harris, the cornerback we talked about last week, that decommitted from Georgia and Penn State's favored to get him. His brother, who was the number 1 recruit in his class in 2020, but like reclassified, ended up finishing in the top 40, whatever. Spent some time at Texas A&M and has also just put his name in the portal. And I saw his brother tweeting at him, Daniel, the cornerback, Darnell, the D lineman. Daniel quote tweeted Darnell saying, "Let's team up, bro." And Penn State is currently the favorite.
Let's get another set of brothers on our defensive
that'd be sick.
starting line.
Corner and a D lineman. That would be electric. I mean, they're both 4 or 5-star prospects. Darnell apparently has dealt with a lot of injuries at Texas A&M. I don't know too much about him, just kind of briefly what I read today. I mean, we'll see. It's us and Georgia. So for the corner, it's us and Georgia, but he just decommitted from Georgia, but there's talks that Georgia's going to get him to go back. I don't know. The crystal balls, we'll see.
Interesting.
We will see. Penn State also has a big Rodney Gallagher, the number 6 PA. He's the number 1 receiver, or number 1 or number 2 receiver in PA, committed to West Virginia, but's visiting this weekend just after we had that 4-star decommit. So that's really good. I mean, obviously, you have to think like that kid decommitted and then the next 4-star shows up the next day. There's something going on there. The best in PA stay in PA. Plus, why would you go to West Virginia? This is a dumpster fire.
They were promised. They looked promising in the beginning of the year, but oh boy, what happened to that program, man? JT Daniels, who I think is really good, and
that might be our whiteout next year.
That'd be so sad.
Virginia? No way, really?
Well, it's our first. I mean, it'd be a September whiteout. It'd be our first game. They just do it a night game whiteout.
Because the Ohio State.
It's that or Iowa.
Right? It'll probably be Iowa.
Yeah, I'd rather be against a Big Ten team than West Virginia.
Yeah, I don't think doing it week 1 would be kind of stupid.
Well, it might be a game, but it'll be a tailgating game because their fans are just as crazy as we are. So that'll be a fun.
It would be, dude. I don't know, a Penn State West Virginia whiteout, like early September, 7:30 kick, shorts and a t-shirt, drinking all day.
Yeah.
That would be kind of nice.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm being torn. But not torn. I'm being like convinced. Let's talk about. We're recording right now on Tuesday night. The college football playoff rankings just came out. Penn State is still at 11. I'm pretty annoyed with it because that means that they're just stuck at 11. They're not going to go up or down from there, which is really annoying. I mean, I texted you guys is that what pisses me off is how we've beaten the teams on our schedule that aren't – we don't have a ranked win, right? No.
No.
So we don't have a ranked win. and we lost to Michigan and Ohio State, the number 2 and 3 team in the country. We could have beat Ohio State. Michigan was
We got boat
winning
by Michigan.
Yeah, but like you're gonna tell me that beating up on Maryland, Indiana, and Rutgers, like demolishing these 3 teams, it wasn't even close. And then, like that's considered a weak schedule. Oh, you beat nobody. We beat Purdue week 1 on the road. We beat Auburn on the road. We have good road wins. The teams just weren't as good as we kind of hoped them to be. But it's a weak schedule. And then when Ohio State goes out and beats Maryland, Michigan goes like close. It was a close game. Maryland should have won that game. I was there. And then Michigan barely beats Illinois. Those are good, gritty wins. That shows the true character of a team. Enough with that shit. Like it should. If you barely beat Maryland, don't call it a good win. You squeaked out a win. Fine. You could stay at 2, but stop saying that. The committee will say these are good wins. It's not impressive. It's not impressive. They're stuck at 11 Penn State, and it's annoying because we're not going to get into a New Year's Six bowl, which I mean, like we said last week, we prefer the citrus rather than the cotton. But there was an outside shot for the orange. There was an outside shot for some of these other bowls that were at the Cotton Bowl. But now the committee has shown their confidence in that we're not moving from 11, and we're going to get the Citrus Bowl, which is fine by me. But it's just frustrating, man.
But now we're gonna get the Citrus Bowl, and we're gonna play a Lane Kiffinless Ole Miss, who's gonna roll over and die, and people are gonna be like, and then it's just.
Oh, you beat Ole Miss, but they didn't have Lane Kiffin. We've been screwed. Like we can't.
Yeah. It never goes both.
We play Tennessee in the Citrus, but
then that means if we play Tennessee,
no
in
Hendon
the
Hooker
Citrus,
though. You play Tennessee with no Hendon Hooker.
Well, if we play Tennessee in the Citrus, that means Tennessee probably loses to Vandy, which in that case, we would end up going New Year's Six. But it's basically at this point, 2 Big Tens have to make the playoffs so we get the Rose, or we're kind of chalked.
Yeah,
it's basically what's crazy to me too is they're basically saying that an 8-3 Notre Dame with a loss to Marshall has this about
and
the
Stanford.
And Stanford has about the same exact shot as getting a New Year's Six bowl as us, which just doesn't make sense.
It's stupid. It's so dumb. We lost to the 2 and 3 best teams in the country, and Notre Dame's sitting there underneath us with and then Notre Dame. So there's like, if Notre Dame beats USC, they're getting a New Year's Six bowl instead of us. They're getting the Cotton Bowl. There's no way in my mind they're not getting it. They're going to be like 12.
Wouldn't they be able to get the Cotton Bowl, and then you wouldn't have to give one to like Tulane?
No, because the Group of 5 always gets one.
Oh, well, yeah, because they're independent.
Notre Dame is considered like an ACC. They're also in consideration for the Orange. So the Orange is a Big Ten.
Big Ten ACC. Well, no, at-large ACC.
Or
Notre Dame. That's what the tie-in is.
How crap is that? Or Notre Dame.
Or Notre Dame. It's fucking
because all these they're lining people's pockets, dude. That's all it is.
I mean, year in and 4 teams, and it's ridiculous, dude.
It's so annoying. And then, you said, you texted us 20-25. The last couple spots just propaganda, so they beat up on the 1 through 6 can beat up on them. Like Notre Dame's 15, so basically Notre Dame shouldn't be 15. They beat UNC, who really showed their true selves last week. Where if Drake May doesn't have an incredible game, they're not going to win. And they beat Clemson, who's not good. Clemson's 8. Clemson is not a good football team. It's just
another one.
There are literally there's one good team in the country, in my opinion, that can win the national championship, and it's Georgia. Georgia's going to roll whoever they play.
The committee actually came out and said they're like, well, what makes Clemson elite? He goes, well, that's just football knowledge. They got some dudes. Thanks. Great analysis,
that?
dude. Great.
Oh my god.
They got.
Oh my god. I'm gonna lose to South Carolina so bad, That'd be so awesome.
That's a hot South Carolina team, dude. And don't rule out Vandy against Tennessee this week.
Yeah. They're playing for bowl eligibility.
Yeah, and that Vandy over 2.5 wins future that I placed before the season started. God, it was so free, dude.
2.5. That's such a low bar.
Dude, they just had to win their out of conference games, and now they won 2 conference games. It's awesome. Oh my God. Well, if a 12-team playoff started today, we would play LSU,
Win.
and I think we win that game.
Win.
We beat LSU.
We'd win that. Sure.
I don't know. We do struggle with mobile quarterbacks, though. But
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think we beat LSU. I think we beat. So the teams I think we beat. I think we beat TCU. Honestly, I think we beat TCU, LSU, USC would probably beat just because the offense is so good.
Caleb
Their
Williams
defense
is
stinks,
so
though.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
he's the
It
best
depends
quarterback
because
by
our
far.
defense is good enough that they might, Caleb makes a mistake or two, and their defense is so bad that I don't think Sean would make mistakes and we'd just be able to run the ball. But one of my other things is 3 weeks ago the committee had TCU at 7, and their reasoning was, well, they've trailed early in a lot of games, and now their reasoning for having them at 4 is
they play tough.
Well, they
They're
play
gritty.
tough, and they've shown the ability to come back.
It's so ridiculous when they do shit like that. It's infuriating. It really I think TCU absolutely deserves a spot. They should be 4 right now. But when the committee goes out and says stuff like that and they contradict themselves, these guys don't watch football. They really don't. They watch 4 or 5 games. They probably watch Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and TCU. I don't even know if I watch TCU. Watch 4 games. I'm sitting here paying attention to 25 games. Give me a fucking seat on the committee. I'd be better than them. It's so insane how these guys can roll out these polls and just put Texas at 23, and Louisville stinks in their ranked. It's just so many more teams that are deserving.
Louisville, though, Louisville's a product of the ACC, and that 6 of their but 6 of their wins are over teams with 7+ wins, so they're considered good. It's so just ridiculous, and it's meant to prop up these other teams Clemson.
Absolutely.
It's meant to prop up Clemson for what?
I forgot. Yeah, they're gonna prop Clemson up. Forgot about that.
Well, because listen. If USC loses, if TCU loses,
Clemson's in.
Because they're gonna
freak out.
They want to get in the playoffs so bad. It's not even.
They're gonna get. They get in at the. Well, no, they probably wouldn't get in at the 4. If that does happen, though, then you probably have loser of Ohio State, Michigan at the 4. Clemson goes to 3, and
gets mollywopped by fucking.
I don't, dude.
All right. So TCU and LSU, not LSU, excuse me. If TCU and USC both don't win their conference champion, but TCU loses, they're out. Either of them lose, whatever, it doesn't matter. They got to both win out. If they both lose, Clemson's going to win the ACC.
They're going to be.
What about this scenario? Ready? Listen to this. TCU loses. USC loses. Clemson loses to SC, but wins the ACC.
They're out.
They're out. All right.
You think?
But then who's look ready? So then who's your top 3 are Georgia, the Big Ten winner, then Michigan or Ohio State, and then who do you put it for?
Probably Bama.
That's good. They're gonna go Clemson, dude.
Oh,
They're gonna get
God.
No. If Clemson,
That's what's gonna happen.
Nah.
If you put Oregon in if they win the Pac-12, no, you can't.
I don't know, dude.
Tennessee's out. There's just
Tennessee's done. Tennessee's done. 100% done.
I don't know what you would even do if TCU, USC, Clemson loses. All right, so let's go more realistic now. TCU loses in the Big 12 championship. USC loses in the Big 12 championship.
I think USC is going to lose this week. I think USC is going to lose this week.
Do?
And then, I think that Notre Dame is going to beat them. Notre Dame plays. They have a good defense and a good run game. That's how you beat USC.
USC's Caleb Williams, though.
Yeah, I know.
That's like in Avengers when they go, I have an army, we have a Hulk, and it's just Caleb Williams, and it's him tossing around the Notre Dame defense.
Yeah, and then...
Is that neutral? Or were they playing?
No, I think it's at USC.
Is it at USC?
Well, Notre Dame sucks at home anyway, so.
That's true. I thought they played that in a neutral site. I thought that was always a neutral site game, but
I think they play at the road. No, where are they playing it? I think it's home and home every year. That game is being played at the LA Coliseum. Yeah, so it's a USC home game.
I mean, there's no such thing as USC home games.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they'll show out for this. They show out for like rivalry games. Like the Rose Bowl was packed last week.
Dude, I'll tell you what, a packed Rose Bowl, I know everyone says it's a dump. Well, apparently I've heard it is an absolute dump. But, like, when USC and UCLA are both good, that is one of the best color games on the planet.
Oh, 100%.
the red, awesome.
It was, I mean,
Beautiful.
it just looked incredible. Incredible.
Like when we played SC, it looked so cool
Yeah, that's a great one too.
in the red.
There's something about Penn State and white uniforms where I just think we're going to lose by 3 scores.
That's so fair.
Yeah, it's probably
That's
because
so-
it always happens.
Every time we're in white, yeah, it's just like, oh, yeah,
But so SC loses this week. I don't see SC with you go just beating UCLA, beating Notre Dame, and then beating Oregon back to back to back.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
All right. So
Especially without Travis Dye.
Let's knock SC out then, right?
Yeah.
So SC's out. Are we gonna say? I think TCU beats Kansas State again. It's hard to beat teams twice. For argument's sake, let's put them in.
No, I think they're both gone. I don't think.
All right.
I think both teams are going to lose.
So if they're both out, and LSU loses in the SEC championship,
LSU at 5 is also egregious to me.
It's stupid. SC should be 5, but so those 3 teams are out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then that leaves us with Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and then Bama's at 7. So Clemson's. We can assume Clemson wins the ACC, right? And beats SC. So then Clemson goes from 8 to 3. And then you put who's winning the Pac-12? SC or Oregon?
I think USC wins it.
So USC, but you think USC is going to run the table? See, I think USC is going to lose.
I think they're going to run the table.
Well, even if USC loses to Notre Dame, they're out. So all right, so USC.
That's true.
So whoever wins the Pac-12 because I don't think they put in a 2-loss. So then do you put? Let's say Oregon wins the Pac-12. Do you put in a 2-loss Oregon or do you put in a 1-loss Michigan?
A 1-loss Michigan.
I hope they put in that would be such a better game.
I would kind of prefer. I want to play in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Dude, us versus SC in the Rose Bowl again would be sick.
So all right, but let's say, let's just for argument. No,
no. I think, honestly, it might be better. I'm thinking for us, let's say SC runs the table, but TCU. Do you put a 1-loss TCU in who loses in their championship game or a 1-loss Michigan?
Michigan.
I think for 1-loss
It's
Michigan.
100% it's Michigan.
TCU can't get in if they don't win out. I don't think.
TCU has to win out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The Big 12, they've made the mistake with the Big 12 too much.
Big 12 teams.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
They've made that mistake.
All right. But let's think about actually Clemson's going to beat South Carolina. It won't even matter.
Clemson's going to win.
If TCU, USC, and Clemson are all lose, then you put in Michigan and Bama?
Yeah, probably.
They would put Alabama in, and Alabama would sneak in, and they don't even deserve to sniff the playoff.
Yeah, but they have Bryce Young.
And they're Alabama.
They have Bryce Young and they're Alabama, so Alabama would sneak in as the 4 seed and be like a 3-point dog to Georgia.
Yeah. All right. So let's go with our predictions. Mo, what do you think the playoff's going to be?
I think the playoff's going to be Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and probably Clemson.
You mean Clemson, Michigan?
Clemson, Michigan, yeah.
I'm just gonna hop on that because I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I-
But
Clemson is just speaking,
for
and
the
I
Pac-12 is going to cannibalize itself. It always does.
Is it-
TCU they aren't that good. The thing
To be
is,
different.
they're all super everyone in the Big 12 is super mediocre, so they think it's such a good conference. And then somehow TCU just managed to skate through undefeated. Like, they probably have 1 to 2 top 25 teams in that entire conference, realistically.
right,
And none of them are top 10, actually.
which is why I would never think they would look at a one-loss Pac-12
Yeah.
team to even
Yeah.
put them anywhere near the playoff.
But if SC can run the table, then they're 100% in. And then if SC and Clemson run the table, then it just comes into a resume off of Clemson. In that case, though, you'd want Michigan to beat Ohio State because common opponent Ohio State beat Notre Dame, who beat Clemson. Ohio State would probably get in at the 4.
Are we pretty much in consensus that Ohio State's going to win a close one this weekend?
I think Ohio State wins. Yeah.
I don't even think it's going to be close. Isn't Corum not playing?
Corum's not playing.
I haven't seen anything definitive, but I don't think.
If Corum's not playing, it's not even.
It's not going to be a close game.
I
don't know what is. I don't know. I was seeing some stuff on Twitter, but I have nothing concrete. But if Corum doesn't play, Michigan has no shot. He's like 70% of their offense on the year.
He didn't
JJ McCarthy
practice.
in there and win that game solely on his shoulders.
I think
There's no way.
It's going to come down to
Dude,
Stroud.
did you watch some of the throws that McCarthy missed in the fourth quarter against Illinois? I mean, granted, there were some drops there by his fullback and his tight ends, but still, he airmailed a couple too.
It's looking like Sean out there.
It was, oh God, he's not good. He is not good.
Yeah, he's bad. All right, so I guess what I would say, I'll give mine. I'm going to go with, I think TCU runs the table just because I think that'll be fun, and I have a future for them to win a national championship. I threw it down when I was drunk a couple weeks ago, so I'm going to go Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, Clemson. And then I think Georgia beats both teams, Clemson and I guess Ohio State, by double digits both times.
Yeah.
They're negative to win the national championship, right? Their odds are they don't have plus odds.
Yeah.
They have plus odds. I'm remembering it right now, but I think they're minus 140 or something.
Step in and say I think Georgia is just winning the national championship. I don't think anything really matters. It's fun to talk about, but I think they're going to be the national champions here.
Yeah,
in
it's fun to talk about the playoff and get mad and yell at the committee, but Georgia's far and away the best team.
Yeah.
You know
but Georgia has showed some lapses though.
You know the one team that would beat
against Missouri.
You know the one team that would beat Georgia is Bama.
Penn State. Yeah, Bama totally would beat Georgia.
Bama sneaks in there, they're beaten.
This is why I like the playoff going to 12 because we're talking about Georgia being the best team with 4 teams, but with 12, Georgia could play a very, very hot 8 seed or whatever.
Yeah.
And get upset. I mean, granted, they'd be playing the game at home in Athens, but still
11 seed.
No, I don't think would those go home? Would those be at home in Athens? I thought it was only the first round.
I think the first 2
I thought they were doing the.
I thought they were.
I thought only the last 4
games.
games. The last 2 games are the last 4 teams left. So the last 3 games are the Bulls.
Yeah, but now you would include the rest of the New Year's 6 as bowl sites.
All right, let me look it up. So we have the internet, guys.
So I'm pretty sure that's how it would be.
And the second round would be the sixth.
The second round would be the other New Year's 6. It would be, the Cotton, the
Yeah.
orange or whatever, it wouldn't be that the
And
offset.
going to a home game at Penn State when we're like a 7 seed would be fucking sick.
Dude, Penn State is a 7
a home playoff game.
playing like an
10.
8 seed Florida in
Dude. Oh, I can't. Well, I'm getting excited now.
in Happy Valley in fucking
Hope she was starting.
January. Oh, dude,
Hey, when
those
you
Florida
gonna-
boys would not be okay.
Be ready. Oh my god, they'd be so cold.
All right, what would a 12 team? Blah, 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 blah. So
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
so
that-
it's obvious. It's 8, 9, 7, 10, 6, 11, 5, 12. So and then the 12 seed is the best group of 5 team, or
Yeah.
if the group of 5 team is ranked higher than 12, which is the next best team, basically.
Yeah. And then those first 4 games would be the home games. Then after that, you'd have the
The
rest
bowl.
of the New Year's 6, and then the net to all the way to the
Yeah, I
net.
think you're right.
It would be both sides.
Can't freaking
That's a lot.
find it.
But I also don't know if they're actually going to do the home playoff games.
They have to, man. That'd be
Dude,
so awesome.
It'd be so unfair. I mean, for us.
It would be so unfair. It really would. Like, could you imagine we play like I don't know, like let's say we're
Florida.
the 7, we're 7, yeah, and Florida's 10. They'd be so cold.
Dude, it'd be ridiculous.
Where is this?
Well, after talking bowls, I guess
Want to go Michigan State?
we still do have one game
Good
left.
game.
You can kind of tell where our head's at already. We're thinking
If we lose to Michigan State, I'm smashing my head through drywall. Like legitimately, I won't be able to do it. Oh my god.
the Land Grant Trophy. I've seen a bunch on Twitter this week. People are trying to say it's one of the best trophies in sports.
So funny.
Love it.
I mean, dude, it's honestly like funny. The Land Grant Trophy is like a meme.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's gigantic.
It's huge. It's antiquated, but I mean, there is the history behind it. Why is Michigan State our like rivalry week game? I feel like that's just weird.
It's because Michigan has Ohio State, and like it'd be Michigan State, obviously, but because it's Michigan, Ohio State, and then we don't have one really because we're, I guess, historically independent. So I'm fine with Michigan State. I think it's always a good game.
Yeah, I just figured out
And then
like
Rutgers, Maryland.
Maryland wants to be our rival, but
So bad.
No, I'd rather Michigan State.
yeah. At least Michigan State has some like history.
Yeah. So their defense is fucking dog shit.
Dude, they give up like 180 rushing yards a game. They cannot cover anybody.
Yeah, their secondary has always been real. Because weren't they in the top 5 last year? They were in the top 5, and then they like got blown out at home because their corners couldn't cover anybody.
They were ranked this year, in like early on this year, and then they just
they beat they beat Michigan last year.
Yeah, on the
they did.
Yeah.
They beat Michigan last year, and then
Well, they also had Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, well, and then Mel Tucker's trying to he's trying to build a team solely through the transfer portal, and like you can't do that. He got lucky with Kenneth Walker being like that good, but that's just not
Jalen Berger's pretty good. Their other running back, but I mean, come on, they let Indiana run for 257 yards on them last week.
Yeah,
well, they haven't been banging in practice. They're that banged up. Like they
Really?
haven't had they haven't hit in like 2 weeks.
They're screwed. Nick and Catron are gonna destroy them.
each.
Oh my! Wait, Indiana threw the ball 7 times in that game.
Oh, so we literally don't have to do anything with Sean. Just
We don't have to.
the
No.
ball.
Oh my lord.
I'm looking up their 2021.
If we were the 19th Rutgers very easily, this could be 18 right now. I mean, the only one I'm not really worried. Peyton Thorne was good last year. He stinks this year.
Yeah, I mean he's not very
at home either.
I mean, he was.
He hasn't grown for-
It's really easy to be good when you have a dominant run game or just a game.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Like,
Very
their run game this year isn't terrible. Like,
Yeah, but it's
they
not
have
Kenneth
Jalen
Walker.
Berger's good. Elijah Collins is fine. Jarek Broussard isn't really supposed to be really good. He didn't play last week. I don't know if he's banged up or what the deal with him is. But, yeah, I mean, they're just not, like, they don't scare me, which kind of scares me because it's Michigan State. And whenever we're supposed to beat Michigan State, we lose to them.
Hey, we
Yeah.
got it's senior night. It's Sean's last game in Beaver Stadium. He's going to step up to the task. He's going to get us the win. I think we'll be.
Do you think he gets a
Yeah.
standing O? He probably will.
Probably.
Right, he's been
6 years. I mean,
yeah. I'll give him.
I would boo him. Can you boo him for me, Rob?
Yeah.
The
I'll
guy's
be the
walking up the field. He's probably gonna be crying. Boo!
I'll find him out.
But yeah, last year, Michigan State was 8-0, coming off a win from Michigan, and then Aiden O'Connell and Purdue torched them 40-29.
Yes.
Then they came back and beat Maryland, and then got torched by Ohio State 56-7.
Yeah, I remember that was the game. I think Smith and Jigba had like 350 yards in that game.
Let's look. But I know it was bad. No, 10 for 105 and a tud. Master Teague had 95 and a tud. Mayan Williams 35 and a tud. Olave had 7 for 140 and 2 tuds. Garrett Wilson had 7 for 126 and 2 tuds. Jackson Smith and Jigba had 10 for 105 and a tud.
That's unbelievable.
Oh my God.
And then we proceeded to somehow lose to them the next week.
Yeah, because that last year was such a fucking disaster, man.
30-27.
Sean played terrible in that game. I remember it.
Oh yeah, because yeah.
He was awful.
It's never like a good mood game. Like I feel like we're never.
When's the last time we beat them? I don't even know the last time we beat them.
We never feel good coming out of that game.
I think we beat them COVID year.
Yeah, because we won like the last 4 games, right?
Yeah. I
Other
think
than-
we beat.
I feel like we've dropped like 2 out of 3. Like while we were there.
Because
I know.
we'd always play them after Ohio State. And we'd always lose to Ohio State in heartbreaking fashion. And then the next week we'd be like, all right, beat Michigan State. Because they had that receiver with the dreads, and he would just torch us. He'd torch us every year.
And he would just take them, and I was like, tackle his ass.
Yeah.
2017,
I
I'm
remember.
pretty sure. 2017, we definitely lost to Michigan State. Yeah, because that was the lightning delay game.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we lost to them we beat them in 2019. I don't really remember that game, honestly. Oh, that was before. That game was 2019 was before we lost to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
And then
2018, we also lost them to 2017 or 21. We were number 8.
That game we were up like 10-0 and just completely fell apart. Because I was at that game and I was like, it's cold, it's raining, I'm going home. And I went home and they lost.
Yeah, we were up 14-0.
Yeah.
And
I was like, we're fine.
There is no way. Yeah, oh my God, they walked us off.
Yeah, they walked us off. That's what it was. Yep.
They walked us off.
The guy with the dreads scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Felton Davis.
Yeah. Yep, that was it. That guy.
Yeah. That was because I remember watching the end of that game because I left too because it was cold, it was raining, and I was like, this is miserable. And then I remember watching it at the end, and I'm like, all right, the defense is going to make a play, right? The defense is going to make a play, right? And it just never happened.
Mo, I feel like we were watching that together.
We probably were. That was when we lived together.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like we left the game and came back, and we were just in the worst mood, and we were just stunned.
Yeah,
That sucks.
yeah. And then we beat them in 2019. So, and then we lost last year. So it's like pretty even. I think in the Franklin era, us at Michigan State, I think it's like we're like 6-7 against them.
They probably
Yeah.
close to 5.
Yeah. We only really beat nobody. No, those three. We always lose to Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan State.
I'll tell you what, though, if we could just get out of this year 10-2, beating every team that we should have beat.
It's a good season.
I'm fine with it, honestly. 10-2, I'll be very happy with, because that's what I wrote a preseason article and I had us going 10-2. I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, I wanna hear the preseason article again. What were the losses?
I had Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see how right I was. I think I
feel like I said we were gonna be 9-3.
Dude, I said 9-3. That Purdue game took years off my life, though.
That was
a
heartbreak killing.
We'll have to do a season. We should save this. We'll do a season recap episode.
Yeah, and then a season preview next year too.
Yeah, we'll do season recap and we'll keep doing this.
Let's we'll go say that we're getting a little long here anyway. So
yeah. So we'll do predictions and I got it right here. Okay. So Purdue, I had us winning by a touchdown. Beat Ohio. I said we'd beat Auburn 21-17, so we blew them up. Central Michigan had us winning 5-0, and I said Michigan. Will it be a close game? I have no idea, but I'm calling it a demoralizing loss against Michigan. So that was right.
Yeah.
Ohio State. I said I'll most likely be an undefeated number 1 ranked Ohio State coming into Happy Valley. I'll be in the stands probably close to tears. Yeah. They own us, probably the best thing, unless there's some higher power that helps us out. I said Stroud would torch us. So, and I said they'd cover. So I was right. I was right there too.
They didn't cover. We backdoored them.
I said Penn State would cover.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we did cover.
We backdoored them. Yeah. And then I lumped Indiana, Maryland, and Rutgers into one like paragraph. So that was right.
Yeah.
Damn, Dave.
All right. So,
okay, so what's your prediction for
Michigan? I said this will be a very good game. I'm going to give. Oh, I have Michigan State winning.
You had us going 9-3.
Yeah, I said I'm going to have to give the Spartans the win. I have a sneaky feeling Penn State will fall flat and make me sad. I hope I'm wrong, dude. Oh, man. I don't want to Nostradamus this season, dude. No.
Dude, then again, we've been trying to, like, draw these parallels all season. And, well.
It have really worked out.
Well, no, it only. Well. It works out every other time. Well, no, because usually we're predicting them to lose when we're playing bad teams. But we're trying to draw the parallels for us beating Michigan and Ohio State. Those didn't work. But when we're like, oh, this game is going to be Illinois from last year, we just usually come out.
We're going to come out flat again.
So let's roll with that. We're going to go with a prediction.
What was the spread? What's the spread? 17.5?
18.
18? Over under?
My guess is in the 50s.
Yeah, probably like 55.
52.5.
Chance of rain too, so might affect it, but probably not much.
Classic.
I'm gonna go. I think we win. I think again first quarter flat. I think we're gonna run because they're so banged up. Like Nick and Catron are gonna run for 250 again.
I also think
they're gonna have 11 carries, 12 carries. They're gonna run for 250. Give me 35-17 win. That's right at the number. That's 18. Give me that.
I was going 37-14. That was my initial reaction. So I like your score too. But I obviously I don't think they're going to score very much on us. And I think our run game is just going to eat the clock up, and we're going to be able to score some tutties on the ground. And then I think our defense also gets a good amount of takeaways and possibly another touchdown, which would be nice. So that's my prediction.
My score predictions have been kind of hot. I did have Penn State. I had Penn State 48-10 against Rutgers, and it was 48 or 55-10.
That last touch.
So I've been pretty spot on. I mean, this offense, I mean, I know we say it hasn't been great, but it's kind of humming, and the defense gets off the field. 45-14. I think we just I don't see us kicking any field goals in this game, even though Pinnaker's been hot. I think that, like, when we need a first down, we're just going to be able to just beat them on the line of scrimmage. We've been really good in the red zone. I think we're going to put up,
Yeah. And the defense has been so good.
We're going to – yeah, no, I mean, it's –
They're not scoring more than 2 touchdowns. I mean –
sorry, 42-14.
Yeah.
45 would be a field goal.
Have to kick a field goal.
Well, I guess, no, we will kick a field goal because,
Why not?
Drew will put us on a field goal drive in the second half because he's really good at doing it.
Yeah, I want to see him again.
I would like to see him.
No, I think we're gonna see 45-14. I don't think I just don't see it.
No,
Tuck is not coming.
Yeah. All right. Well, those
How
are the
bad
predictions.
how bad of a contract is that?
Oh boy, yeah, they got screwed.
Dude, and Michigan State isn't a school that can just buy them out.
No.
Yeah. He's gonna go at least 2 more and then get fired.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Yeah,
Longest
that's
episode of the year?
no.
Yeah. We had a lot to say.
We were in a very ranty mood. No, I don't think we probably went like my guess is like 45 minutes, which isn't terrible.
Yeah.
But because
We started up.
yeah, so that's the show. A little ranty, but I think we got a lot of thoughts out. We did a lot of CFP talk. Looking forward to this game.
Just
Yeah,
end on the
hopefully-
right note. Just end
Yeah.
on the right note.
Please. For the
At
love.
4-5 Pod on Twitter. That's pretty much just Twitter. On Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube. Like us, subscribe us. Even if you don't listen, just give us a little repost. Give us a like. We want to get the ball rolling for next season. We'll see you next week for the Citrus Bowl preview, probably.
Yes.
Uh,
all the non-listeners who are listening right now, please repost us.
Yeah, just don't. Even if you don't,
You don't
listen,
even click
just
on it.
repost. I don't care.
Do anything.
Just yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. And we are
Just it.